Hello everyone and welcome to this week's show. Joining me on That Watch Guy London, I'm Spencer Dryer and we have Gavin, Janilda and Kaylee joining me.
Hi guys.
And we have a special guest tonight.
Very special.
And it's 4 a.m. where he's coming. Gav, where is it? Korea.
He's in Korea.
He's in Korea, yeah. So we have Tim Wright joining us from Korea. We've made him get up in the middle of the night to come and join us. Tim, hi man, how are you?
Hello, Gav. How's it going?
You look pretty good for 4 a.m.
Good morning. Well, I made sure to get a full day of rest before coming here.
Tim, where's the famous glasses?
Oh, I got them right here.
Come on, get them on. You're not Tim Wright without the glasses. It's like Superman without a cape.
I know, right? It kind of became my signature look in one day.
Exactly. Now, before we get things underway, I just want to say a very big how are you to some of our viewers, because I know Greggy, Kelvin, Ian were a little under the weather last week with a little touch of the big COVID, but I understand they're all recovered, I hope. So wishing you all well. Greggy was supposed to be hosting this week.
Yes, we've had to get Tim in
I know,
place.
Tim. Yeah,
Tim,
Greggy,
not that you're an understudy for Greg, but that was we had to swap you guys around.
Tim never sleeps, says Red Shovel.
I try my best.
Tim, tell us, what are you actually doing in Korea?
Well, I'm just on the vacation with my wife, just getting some time off. It was it was planned for a very long time, and actually I was not supposed to go to London Watch Show because of Korea, but she kindly postponed it by one day. We had to do some changings over the dates, and I was able to make it in London, and now we're gonna work around the London Watch Show. So
that's fantastic. And I just heard you say she let you change it by one day. That's very, very generous.
Yes,
a whole one day. I thought you were going to say like by a month or
something. Shout out to my wife.
A big shout.
You must have a real understanding wife. That's all I can say, Tim.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Tim, how does your wife cope
one day, but better than nothing.
Absolutely. How does your wife cope with obviously living with you and then having to watch? I'm assuming she watches all your live streams.
Yes.
Is she your number one fan behind your mum?
Well, a lot of my viewers, they say that it's nothing like my show would not be the same without her in the chat complaining about everything that I do for the show.
Definitely a lady I'd like to meet. Guys, if you have any questions for Tim, we had a few in from Instagram, or for Spencer, Janilda or Kaylee. None for myself, obviously, because I can't answer any. Then please do fire them in. Janilda, just to let you know, you've had a marriage proposal on here already.
Really?
Yeah,
another one.
Yeah, another
early.
one. Yeah, that's early. Andy Bin says Janilda, spelt Gnilda, but it's okay. Marry me.
Oh, okay.
Okay, we'll see. We'll keep that going. Ian Nicholson says, "Thank you, Gavin. Hope to be COVID-free by the weekend." So some of the guys picked up a little bit of the lurgy. Before we go any further, Tim, wrist roll, please. What are you wearing?
So I'm wearing my Rolex Explorer 2.
Yeah, beautiful.
It's the same watch that I was wearing at the London Watch Show, but it became my travel watch. I just, I got a ding in the bezel at the London Watch Show.
You're joking.
And actually, it's a two-part ding, and you know what I figured? It perfectly summarizes my trip because I was in New York and then I was in London. So there's two dings, one for York, one for London.
Well, Tim, that only means one thing, doesn't it? You're in Korea. Ding, ding, ding. Yes. There's a third one coming.
Yes.
Now, let's have a look. Ladies, what have you got? Kaylee, what are you wearing today?
I am wearing a Datejust 36 steel and rose gold.
Hold it up to your camera up there so we can just, there we go. Yeah. Kaylee's a bit worse for wear, everyone. She's driven down the motorway from where? Leicester tonight. Yeah. Like a lunatic. And they obviously had good sunshine in Leicester because you've come back a completely different colour.
I went abroad.
You went abroad to Leicester, come back lovely and brown. Yeah. Janilda, what are you wearing?
I'm wearing a Ladies' Day Just Rose Gold. I think it's
Very
everything
nice.
about rose gold today.
Oh, let's have a little look.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you've got a little
I've got
camera you
that.
can put it under. Yeah, let's have a little look, see what we can see.
No, that's my jumper.
There we go.
Okay.
Is that the rose or the yellow?
I think it's rose, no?
It is rose, but under the lights it looks a bit yellow. But it is rose. Spencer, what have you got on?
I've got my same 1680 on here.
All right, I'm going to call it out now. It's getting boring.
Yeah, change
I
your
love
I'm
watch.
sorry.
watch.
This is a watch show.
All right, for next week. Okay.
Something
I'll
special,
change
yeah?
it. But I love Tim, you understand that. I love this watch. But next week I have something different.
Please, it's a watch show. You're
I'll
supposed
go,
to be the watch
I'll go
king.
and see if I can borrow something else.
You know, that watch guy in London keeps turning up with the same watch on his wrist. And I've had a bit of
What
a
you got?
Well, I've had a bit of a Go on.
I reckon it's the Hulk today.
I think it's the Milgauss.
I've had a nightmare.
Oh,
Okay, so just to let you know, I am wearing you should sell these, Spencer.
Please.
I'm wearing a Casio G-Shock, but you may notice something, everybody. A few people at the watch show made a comment that every time they see my wrist posted on Instagram, they know it's my wrist because my arms are so hairy, obviously. So I thought I'd take a really stupid decision to change it up a little bit and just shave. So I
Yeah, but then,
so if you see,
No.
the rest of it's hairy, but from there upwards. So when you see the wrist shots, everyone, I've changed it up. I've shaved my wrist just to be a bit different, a real plonker. But there we go. So sort of crazy thing we do, don't we, Tim?
So I got to change
Hey,
it.
you know, I sent one of those Casios to Mr. Oshin.
Did you?
Yeah. It wasn't me. My viewers donated the money, and together we bought 2 G-Shocks,
Wow.
one Casio, and another variant. But also, I know the gentleman who invented the name Casio.
You know him personally?
Yeah.
Wow.
He's in my WhatsApp group.
He's in your WhatsApp group. I've got my mum in mind. You've got the man who invented G-Shock and Casio.
That's just the name Casio.
Wow, that's pretty incredible. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Tim, I know you're probably not really up on all the sports that go on here, but we just got to cover it for everybody that's watching. What a shocking weekend for sports. Ryder Cup blown away by America. Lando Norris lost a absolute lead to lose the Grand Prix and come in 8th. Tottenham got obliterated by Arsenal 3-1.
Anthony Joshua.
And Anthony Joshua got found out again. Disastrous weekend of sport for us.
Wasn't good.
Yeah, it wasn't good at all. Guys, if you do have any questions, please do pop them in. Let's have a little of what's going on. Heavenly Mark Gringa, great to see you at the bar with the wife last night, chatting Tokyo and setting the world to rights. Good to meet the hubby too. I must have missed something there. Oh, Gringa's with us tonight. Hello, Gringa.
Shout out to Gringa.
Shout out, exactly. Let's have a look. Paul Oakley, hi guys. I hope you're all well and fully recovered from the London Watch Show. Thanks, Greg, for the chat. Tell Spencer I'm watching the 41mm OP Tiffany dial.
Okay.
I still want that. We all. What do you think of the OPs, Tim?
Oh, I love them. I freaking love them. Actually, I met a gentleman at the London Watch Show who had the Tiffany 41.
I know exactly who that is.
Yes, so do
John.
I.
That was
Yeah,
John.
That's
What
John.
a beautiful watch.
Yeah,
Yeah.
gorgeous. What's your favourite colour?
It's the Tiffany. It's the Tiffany.
Yeah. I think you're
It's
right.
so unusual.
Tim, the Chili Badger says, I bet when Tim sleeps, it's just a stream within a stream within a dream.
You know, guys, it got to a point at the London Watch Show and that week that I was dreaming about streaming. Like I was streaming and everything gets so muddled together.
I want to ask you about that, Tim, because it's the first time we'd met, and I'd watched your channel, and obviously I'd seen you live streaming. You've been on with Spencer on Paul Thorpe's show. And then I meet this guy who basically streamed his entire weekend. I'm talking hours upon end. I mean, hours and hours. What's the longest stream you've ever done?
Well, I think that was it because it was almost like 8 hours nonstop and
Wow.
very long.
Yeah, but Tim, I think you were with us for about 4 or 5 hours on Friday
Yep.
on the Friday night.
Yeah.
When we went out.
Tim, when you went out on the
Yes.
Friday night, and one of our friends is on your live stream in the middle of the night.
Mr. Smith.
Mr.
Oh, we
Smith.
should give a shout out for
Yeah,
Mr.
Richard.
Ah.
Let's hope nobody ever sees that. Because he was out and about. Do you know what else is going on here, Tim? You probably really don't catch up on the English news. We've got We got a bit of a petrol issue going on. Gasoline, gas.
Well, it's not even a petrol issue, is it?
It
Really?
is
Yeah.
absolutely
It's-
absurd.
The press reported, Tim, that gas is running out of the pumps. The drivers can't make it, and there has been queues and roadblocks in this country
And fights.
and fights for about the past 3 days.
Oh,
I was lucky to get some today,
What?
though.
I had 3 customers calling in. Sorry, I can't come and buy the watch.
I know.
I
Because
can't
I haven't got
drive.
any petrol.
I'm
Apparently,
like,
they're
okay.
talking now about closing schools from the fuel.
oh.
And also,
Wow.
apparently, I heard they're bringing the army in.
Yeah.
It's absolutely.
But you
Wow.
hear all the pubs are trying to get a pub rush on to say you're going to run out of beer soon, so that everyone goes and rushes and buys beers. But it's crazy.
I thought we still had 45 years worth of gasoline.
Well,
left.
it's not the
What?
problem
This
in
is
coming
a
out
little
the
bit
ground.
It's
early.
the drivers.
We've got a problem in this country with drivers. So we don't have enough heavy goods vehicle drivers at the moment currently. And so somebody decided to tell the press that there's a shortage of drivers, which may lead to a little problem at the petrol pumps. And consequently, the whole country went to try and fill up on the same day. And now it's 3 days later, all the petrol pumps are empty. There's
Now there
queues
is a
everywhere.
problem with the
Now there's a
petrol.
problem. Yeah. That's why they call it
Well,
Great Britain.
Well, this sounds like a Rolex problem, right? There's
Yeah.
going to be a waiting list.
Absolutely.
With the-
Yeah,
for the
exactly. It's a
gas.
waiting list. Exactly. It's just like Rolex.
There's a fuel hype.
Batch Guitar says, stay vigilant out there. Someone tried to take my air king off my wrist with misdirection. Luckily, I was alert and reacted and stopped it from going any further and got out of the situation. I mean, it's a horrible thing, isn't it, that's going on out there at the moment.
That's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, literally. Tim, what about in Korea? What's the sort of atmosphere like with people wearing watches? Do you see much on people's wrists?
You know, I was recently at one of the I don't know, supermarkets, and they had a Rolex boutique in there, all kinds of stuff, and just talking to some people and some family members here as well. It's basically all about Rolex. It's all about Rolex, and especially steel sports, impossible to get. Any kinds of steel sports is impossible to get. But I see a lot of people wearing Datejust 36. The Datejust 36 is just so hot in Korea at the moment.
Tim,
But
do they have a
my
grey
guess
mark?
is this is
Do they have a
just
grey
because it's
market there,
available.
Tim, similar to ours? Is there a lot?
So no, actually, there's no like well-developed gray market here. Korean people, they don't like buying used stuff. There's just some kind of a taboo here about that.
Well, you
So
can
they
tell
all
them
tried
from
to get
Spencer,
new.
some of them aren't used. 2021 watches
Yeah.
aren't used. Tim, we're gonna stroke your ego a little bit here. Sandy Watson said, "Tim's a legend." Diotre75, I probably said that all wrong. Tim truly brought the watch show to those of us who couldn't be there. Watch Gringer says, Tim, you were the hero of the London Watch Show. Haha, I've never known such a hustler. I kind of have to agree, because obviously I was there behind the scenes just helping out Spencer and the channel and just trying to do as much as I can. And there, every time I looked, you were walking backwards and forwards with your phone, and the live stream was going. You couldn't stop, even when you're drinking at the bar. And you interact with your viewers, don't you, constantly? Because I know you just mentioned you did a little fundraise to buy 2 watches. So how does that work? You talk to all your viewers and they throw money at you.
Yes. Well, actually, like the only reason I was at the London Watch Show because my whole trip was paid by my viewers. I'm nothing without my viewers. I have some very generous people watching my show, and they're kind enough to send me, some send small donations, some send massive donations, and they paid for my entire trip. I wouldn't be.
That is amazing.
That's why I worked so hard to bring the live show to them, because it wasn't for me, it was for them. I'm just a conduit.
That's fantastic. I mean, that is truly amazing that people literally were kind enough to send you all the way to London.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Fantastic.
some incredible folk.
Spencer, we need to renegotiate.
Gavin, can I say, at times when I was at the show, I was upstairs and Tim's there. I go downstairs, he's there
Tim's
as well.
there. I know.
I thought,
He
how
was
many
everywhere.
Tims are there at this show? Because wherever I went, there was a Tim.
Yeah.
You know?
Kenny W said Tim live streamed his luggage while he went for a wee. Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't want my luggage to be stolen, so I left my stream on, and
What are
I
you worried
let
about your
my
camera?
viewers watch my luggage while I'm away.
That's absolute. You let the whole community watch your luggage.
Right? Yeah, because I didn't want
Tim,
it to get
let's get into
stolen.
sort of watches and bits and pieces. We're going to start off. Actually,
Yes.
we did it with Ushin last week. We started off with a quick fire quiz. Okay. So this is aimed directly at you from all of us. We put our heads together today for some of the best questions we could think of. Ready? Rolex
geez.
or Patek?
Rolex.
Why?
I think it's just more wearable, and for the stuff that I kind of like to do, the outdoors, the travel, it's just more practical.
Good
Okay.
answer. Good answer.
Casio or Seiko?
Casio.
Okay, I'd go with that one as well. Chinese or pizza?
I'm a New Yorker, so pizza, but Chinese is actually close second.
Okay. Wine or beer?
Ooh,
That's the longest you've had to think about. Wine
beer
or beer?
on the outside. Beer, it's definitely beer. Beer on the outside, but when I'm at home, I like wine.
Okay. Rolex Batman or Batgirl? 2021.
Bad girl, all the
Okay.
way.
Daytona steel or yellow gold?
My God, it's. I have the steel one, but
Lucky
it's only
boy.
because I got very, very lucky and blessed. But yellow gold, probably that's the way to go.
Fantastic. Book or film?
Book, actually, very known for my library that's at home, but
Okay. Marvel or DC? That was one of Kaylee's questions.
Marvel. I'm sorry, DC is great, but they're not good at writing,
Okay.
so to speak.
Hublot or IWC? We've only got one more. Hublot or IWC?
IWC.
Okay.
IWC, of course.
And the last one from Janilda. Nike or Adidas?
Nike.
Okay.
Everything that I own is Nike.
Fantastic.
And my wife actually, my wife is a nurse, and Nike gives incredible discounts to nurses. So big shout out to Nike.
Oh, well, that's pretty special,
Yeah.
isn't it? Should we get into this week's watches, guys? And we've brought on some special watches. Somebody said there's a shortage of BQ watches, like there is petrol. There is never a shortage of BQ
definitely
watches.
not.
I can
That's
absolutely
not the
vouch for
case.
that. Okay, Spencer, why don't you talk us through what we've got coming up, and Janilda
Sure.
can show it to the
I
camera.
think let's
Should
start
we-
with the steel, shall we?
Should we start?
So we have the ceramic Panda white Daytona.
So we've
in
brought in a
steel.
host of Daytonas today, some very, very special, beautiful watches. Tim, talk us through, you probably can't see it, to be fair, unless you've got a little, mind you, you're the live stream king. I bet you've got a screen up somewhere else looking at all this, haven't you?
Yes.
Yeah. Tim, what do we
Okay.
think of this Daytona, the Panda?
Oh, the Panda. I have one of those. I got it at retail. Very, very lucky. My viewers know the story, but
You
it
can't
is-
share it with us?
I can share it.
Oh, we
with
do.
you.
Otherwise, we'll have to go back and watch your videos. Tell us about your story.
So actually, when I first got into watches, kind of not first, but first into Rolex, I went on the Rolex website and I saw one of these. They were just advertising it, and I was so blown away. I thought everything was available. I could just go to the Rolex boutique on Fifth Avenue and pick one of these bastards up.
God, it's
So
like a fairy story.
The next day, I wake up, I go there, and they tell me, "Oh, sorry, sir, it's a waiting list for existing customers." And they gave me an option of something that was just as good that I could get and be put on the waiting list for this. And I was offered a Hulk, a Black Submariner, and the Batman.
Wow.
And I went with the Black Submariner, and they put me on the waiting list. And then it's kind of a couple of years later, and a couple of more Rolexes later, I was kind of able to pick it up, just out of sheer luck.
Wow.
Beautiful.
And
how many
commitment.
watches do you have in your collection, Tim?
At the moment, I have 5.
Okay. That's 3 more than me. What's up next? What have we got next?
I think we're in the white gold now.
Okay, moving on to what's the reference number for this one,
That is
Spencer?
the 116519.
He's been practicing that all day.
Very nice.
The 116519. Spencer, talk us through this watch.
Again, just a beautiful piece that they brought out on the Oyster Flex. The earlier version of this came out on the leather strap, but they really have improved on this, where it's got the ceramic bezel. The original had the white gold bezel, and the clasp is a lot better on
They're
this.
very popular, right?
Yeah.
I think we've
Everyone
sold quite a few of
Yeah,
them.
especially
Did
that
you?
one.
Yeah.
Let me ask you,
That is
Spencer and
gorgeous.
Tim. Let me ask you, Spencer and Tim. What is it about the Daytona that really makes it so iconic and so sought after versus lots of other watches? Why is it just the myth that
I
makes
just
it?
think the look, the chronograph, the multi-dial, the Paul Newman. Again, Tim, I think because of what happened and the old Daytonas of what the money they're going for now, everyone feels that the newer ones will escalate. I mean, they've escalated already, but they'll probably move to a different level over time, especially in 20, 30 years' time, where one of these pieces is in mint condition.
Yeah.
I mean, God, to be honest with you, the figure will probably be, I don't know, could be £100,000.
I mean, these are 2021 models, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, 20s or 21s, but thereabouts, yeah.
Okay. And
I think it has to do a lot with so for personal experience. When I first went to get mine, I had no idea about the whole story and the desirability of these. And actually, when I got the sub, a few weeks and months into owning the sub, I thought why would I need a Daytona? But then I started learning about it and learning how desirable and wanted it was, and it completely changed my my need for it. And I felt like, oh my God, I'm on the waiting list. I have to pursue this thing and be able to get it. And I think that story, it's just what really drives it. And the impossibility of getting one is just what's going to keep the more people find out how difficult it is to get the Daytona, the more people will want it, and the more impossible it will get
Correct.
to get one.
It's like with anything you can't get, you want.
Yeah.
If you're told you can't have something or you got to wait 2 years, you want it. And that's what's happened. I mean, Tim, I recently had a customer who wanted to sell a Daytona Beach. Remember they done that in the blue, the pink and the yellow. These watches are going now for crazy money.
are they?
Like 40, 50, 60,000.
What's the pink going for, Spence?
The pink.
Oh my God.
75, no?
Sorry?
Is it?
Yeah.
Just crazy, honestly. But years ago, it was called the Daytona Beach, these models, and they weren't that desirable. I mean, they're a woman's version of a Daytona with the pink, the yellow, and the blue dial.
Yeah.
And it's just crazy where they're going to now.
What is that recent?
It's
Is it
like
just all of a sudden just picked up?
In the last 6 months,
6
a
months.
year. But that's what I'm saying. These in years to come, I mean, they're all trading sort of £32,000, £35,000,
Wow.
which is still over list. But as years go on, I mean, all that's needs to happen is when these are discontinued, it's going to go again. It's just going to be crazy.
Yeah. And is there a price differential between sort of the black dial and the white dial? What's more sought after?
The black. Again, there's certain dials that are more desirable, but to be honest with you, all of them, there's not a huge amount of difference. They're all sort of going at over.
And in
list.
terms of availability, Tim, what do you think is the most difficult to get? We'll take the platinum out because the platinum obviously must be, but is a gold Daytona harder to get than a steel Daytona?
Well, I think actually getting a gold Daytona is a better value proposition right now. If I were to be buying used on the gray market, if I would go for the precious metal. There's just no doubt about it because of how the premium on steel just makes no sense. It is so wild. And I think you really like one of those Oyster Flex white gold. That is just beautiful.
Yeah. What we got up next, Janilda?
The yellow gold one.
Let's have a look at this one. Talk us through this one, Janilda.
Right. So that's 116518, and I think it's lovely actually. But I have to be honest, I like the white gold slightly better than this.
Yeah.
Kaylee, what do you
Personally,
think
what
about
do you
the
think,
gold?
Kaylee?
I think it's lovely. They're very popular,
Yeah.
but like Ilda said, the white gold one
On
there's
Oyster Flex.
on the Oyster Flex,
Yeah.
and I think with that colour dial, I prefer it.
And Kaylee, what sells better, the Oyster Flex or the sort of the regular,
We can't
the
say.
regular
I can't-
straps?
It really.
Both.
I'd say they're the
All of
same.
them.
All of them.
Yeah.
There's not one.
Everyone
I
has
have
a
one-
different.
I have a
pattern.
viewer who has one of these yellow gold Oyster Flex, but he has it with the yellow dial and black eyes, and that
Yeah.
looks.
Yeah.
That's the Paul
So-
Newman dial,
so-
I think, Tim. That's
Oh
the-
no, there's two actually. There's the Paul Newman is kind of reversed. It's got a little bit of red in there, but there's also one with
There's
like
also,
yellow
yeah.
Yeah.
and black.
Andy
It
Binns.
kind of it looks.
Sorry.
You know how you have the white gold one. It's a very similar kind of look.
Andy Bin says
With the
best
contrast.
dial is the Meteorite. End of. We haven't seen one yet, have we?
Ooh.
We would like to see
Well, I mean, I
it,
could give
and,
my opinion if I
yeah,
saw one.
If I
And
could see one.
I mean, I haven't heard of anywhere. I haven't seen
Haven't
any.
seen.
No,
Haven't
I mean,
seen.
I'm assuming these are going to be through the roof.
We've had a few of the newer things come through on the Datejust, the fluted dial on the Datejust.
Yep.
We've also got the Meteorite on the white gold day, not seen on the Daytona yet.
Yeah. And what's we got a last one here? We haven't we?
Yes.
What's this one,
Rose.
Spencer?
Of course, we've got the rose gold.
That's the 1165-15 Hilda as well. Show them the clasp on that because they've got a really nice clasp, and you've got a 7mm adjustment and easy link there as well on the clasp.
Nilda, have you got your phone there? Can I just borrow it for a second?
Yeah, sure.
Sorry to put my hands there. I just want to actually put your torch on because I think if we shine a light on that,
Yeah.
and now you can see perhaps
Ooh.
the colour comes through and your finger marks. Turn around for a second. Yeah, I mean, let's have a look at the front of the dial.
That is beautiful.
Tim, what do you think about the rose gold? I mean, it looks stunning in the rose
Oh.
gold.
Black
Yeah.
with the black with the
Oh
rose
my God.
subdials.
The rose gold. It's
Yeah.
gorgeous.
It really is gorgeous, isn't it?
Wow.
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 Turn yours off, and I've got a little light there.
Okay.
Yeah, it's absolutely gorgeous. Spence, what's the most expensive out of these four?
There's not much in it. I think the rose or the white are more than the yellow. I think they're both of a similar price retail. But Tim, just moving on from what you said, if we look at the steel on the bracelet, they're 10,500, and they're now currently trading around £29,000. So that's almost
Damn.
3 times list price. And moving on to the Oyster Flex, they're sort of 23,000 and selling at 35,000. And then, like you said, on the bracelet, they're 35,000 selling for 40,000, 42. There's the white gold on the bracelet is beautiful. And like you say, in terms of the over list amount, percentage wise,
Yeah, the steel.
the steel
Yeah.
is 3 times the money.
Yeah.
True.
Whereas
Yeah.
the gold isn't as big a premium
Yeah.
as the steel.
Yeah,
So
as if joins in and says, seen a Meteorite Oyster Flex sell for 50k in the UK early September.
wow.
That's, I don't even know what the list is on that, to be fair.
I think it's probably it might be a few £1,000 more than a regular dial, but that's huge money.
The Greasy Strangler wants to know, Tim, why are you wearing those glasses indoors?
Well, because Gavin asked me to.
No, leave them on, Tim. I prefer you with the
to
glasses on.
wear
It's
them
your
for
look,
my
isn't it?
signature look.
Yeah. Spencer, I think you're missing a trick there.
You
I
think need
noticed
to go to
that
sunglasses?
the cool people on YouTube, like Tim, wear glasses. Watch Eric,
Always wears glasses.
always wears glasses. I think we need to get you like a little pair of
Maybe
like
that's what we gotta do.
pretend Ray-Bans or something next week.
Oh, we got some here.
There we go.
There we
Look,
I'll tell you
Spencer.
what, Tim, as I'm here with you, there we go.
Very nice.
Hey, man. There we go.
You are now the uncoolest person on Instagram wearing glasses on YouTube. That's fantastic. Roger Kenya says, "Hi Gav, I'm sorting out a day in next week to bring in my new old school Meteorite Daytona for you all to see. All I need is petrol, and that is not a joke." Okay, well Spencer will fill your car.
We'll
up.
have to send the private jet for him, Gavin.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Heavenly Mark, Spencer, what is the current price of a green dial gold Daytona? Still 65k, one of the best to currently invest in? Question mark.
Again, they've gone a bit quiet for a while. I can't wear these.
You got to take them off.
Tim, I don't know how you do it.
You've got a green dial.
I've
I
got
saw
a
it
green
today.
dial. They've gone a bit quiet. Sort of people are. There's a lot of focus on Daytonas, but you watch that. This is what happens with certain watches. They go quiet for a bit, then they get discontinued. Then everyone goes, "Why? Why didn't I buy that piece?" And
Yeah.
they go crazy again. But they're around the sort of 65 mark thereabouts on the green Daytona.
Greggy Boy just says, you look like Ray Charles with the glasses on. He should be so lucky. Let's ask you, Tim, what's your next watch purchase going to be?
Well, I was on the waiting list for the new Cermet, the Daytona, the Submariner with the green bezel.
Yeah.
But I kind of changed the list around, and I went for the Explorer 1, the new 36 mil.
Oh, okay.
So now I'm kind of back on that the green bezel Submariner list, but I'm also curious what's coming next because although I don't think it's going to be huge, it kind of, I think it's going to be like an off year for Rolex. They came up with so much stuff in the past 2 years that I'm not really hoping for anything. But I think the next year after this one is going to be huge because it's going to be like big anniversary for Daytonas, and I think they're going to have something big coming out.
Tim, sorry for being ignorant there. What year do you think the anniversary is? Is that 2023 or 2024?
That's what I was thinking, 2023.
Right, because you think
Spencer's doing the maths.
So you think 63 was 73 is a big...
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so 23, I think it's going to be huge. And seeing how Rolex have changed the size of their watches, especially the width of the bracelet, for example, on the Explorer 2, I'm expecting some probably changes to the iconic Daytona design.
Are you saying bigger or smaller?
I think they're going to make it slightly bigger because a lot of people complain. Like a lot of people, they want the Daytona until they get one in their hands and they think like, oh, it's a little bit small.
Than what I thought.
It's advertised as, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did hear that.
Yeah. I think that's
It's,
a very true statement.
I'm just agreeing.
It's
I haven't got
advertised
Tim, a lot of guys who have got a decent sized wrist put it on and say they love the watch, but it's not big enough.
Yeah.
It works for
I wish
people
it was
like
bigger,
me, and it works for women at the moment.
Yeah.
I'd agree with that. Totally agree.
And I think that's what they're going to do. I think they're going to beef it up. It's advertised as 40, but whenever I measured it, it's like 28.5.
38.
Oh, sorry, 38.5.
Yeah.
We get a lot of comments that I just seem to fly past me, but I'm going to bring it up to you, Tim, and to Spencer. Smudger says, what? Oh, God, get your words out, Gavin. What do you think the Air King will sell for once it's been discontinued? There's lots of talk around the Air King. And
What, the 116900?
if I say yes, will that help? Yes, that's the one, Spence.
That's the one. Agree. Again, it was a watch that, I mean, we've had quite a few, haven't we?
Yeah.
Really. That suddenly there's a bit of a rush on them. I mean, it's an extremely good value watch for the money.
Yeah.
Really is.
But now they're harder to get, do you not think, as well?
Yeah, I mean, they're going for decent money over list.
Andy Binns wants to know, Spencer, do you have any Omega 007s right now? And if so, can my future wife serve me?
Absolutely. She can serve you. Just make an appointment and I'll arrange that she'll serve you.
Absolutely. Everyone else tell him to be quiet and pipe down. So the Daytonas, Tim, not for everybody, yet everybody wants one.
It's because they haven't had a chance to
stick it on their wrist.
That's the thing. When you have a watch that nobody has a chance to kind of handle in the metal, as people say, and they see people around them, everybody wants one, then it makes people want one. But then when they see it, they're a little bit underwhelmed, a little bit disappointed. Like, how can this watch go 3 times over the list? It just makes no sense.
We've had a few questions in from Instagram. Obviously, we told everybody you were coming on, Tim. So the questions are a little bit aimed in your direction. And, of course, there's some here for you, Spencer. So let's start.
I hope they don't ask me what 7750 is.
Don't you worry. It's a lot simpler than that. Let's start with this one. Spencer, what watch would you buy if you were gifted £12,000? That's around $19,000, Tim. What would you buy if you were gifted £12,000?
£12,000. I think it would be a Submariner, Date Submariner. And if I could stretch to, but I don't think you'll get that now, would be a Hulk. I'd say out of all the Submariners, that's the one I feel I love that watch.
The new model, yeah?
No, the older.
Oh, the
The
older.
green and green.
Model number, please.
116610 LV.
Okay. Tim, what about for you? If I was to give you $19,000, what would you buy?
$19,000. Wow. And this is gray market prices, right?
Well, you can buy whatever you want. It doesn't say that. It says, what watch would you buy if you were gifted?
Oh, 19.
I guess it would be grey because you can't walk into any Rolex dealer unless you're going to nick the plastic ones on the display now. Have you seen that, Tim? In the UK now, a lot of the watch shops have got display models.
What, they
Exhibition.
Are plastic.
I don't know if they're plastic or
No,
not.
they're real.
Exhibition only.
Exhibition only.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if they're real or not.
That is
Maybe someone can answer that
is
question.
brutal. Actually, the first time I've seen exhibition only pieces, it was here in Korea, maybe 3 years ago. I walked in when they had Explorer 1, a Batman. I'm like, what's happening? These are available. Let me get the Batman and the Explorer 1. And they said, no, look at that over there.
That must happen every day of the
Exhibition
week
only.
now. Can you imagine? All the time.
Yeah.
Ian Nicholson asked, Gavin, after seeing different watches at LWS, did you see anything in particular you liked? I did, but it was so expensive. Spencer, you've got a complete rose gold.
I know which one.
Yeah.
The GMT. He likes
The GMT.
The rose gold.
The root beer.
Everyone does.
Oh, I thought that was so
Who
pretty.
doesn't?
That was absolutely gorgeous. I'm waiting for the Christmas discount for that one. Next question up is from DS Watches. This is for Spencer. Best
19. Let me just really quickly.
Sorry. Yeah,
I think I
sorry,
would
Tim.
take the
Forgot
blues.
about your 19. You took so long.
Sorry. I kind of avoided the question, but I think I would take the 40 mil blues. 40 mil
Right.
blues.
Okay.
Yeah, beautiful watch. DS Watches asks on the next question, best way of sending a £15,000 Rolex through the post insured to that value?
Royal Mail special delivery.
Now, you do this every day.
Insured with us.
Yeah.
Well, you could. It's not an easy way of doing it normally because Royal Mail only insure up to 2,500
Yeah.
with their prepaid. But we have a policy where our parcels are insured anything up to 50,000.
Okay, so that's no good to DS Watches because he's not BQ Watches.
No, well, he could go and buy a standalone policy
Oh, okay.
that his parcels could be insured to 25 or 50,000.
And that's through the Royal Mail?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, you buy an additional policy to sit alongside the
Sits
Royal Mail.
alongside it.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. How many watches, Janelle, did you send out a day, by the way? Because there was a big chunk of them today going out. On an average, Janilda.
20,
I would
30,
say,
50.
Yeah.
Just depends.
It really
Wow.
depends.
It does amaze me. Tim, this one's aimed at you. Pete Smith, 1176, says, please, can Tim set a new Guinness World Record for the longest live stream?
10 hours.
We can try to make that happen at the next show. When is it, by the way?
Well,
What's
interestingly,
what's going on?
Tim,
Brighton show?
Good
No.
question.
BQ watches?
there's going to be a BQ Watches show when Spencer pulls his finger out.
Tim, we're working on it as we speak, and before the end of the year, I'm hoping to have another BQ Watches show, and you will most certainly be invited over to join us.
All you need to do now
Let's do
is
it.
get that little can rattling for all your subscribers
So
to
ask
send you
them
back
all
again.
to start chipping in for your flights.
Yep.
I'll pay for your hotels, and we'll get you over here.
Absolutely.
Let's freaking do it.
Yes. Let's get you. But you'll be having a British passport soon, Tim. Tim,
Wow.
I've got a great way for you to break the record. You ready for this? This is going to alleviate your boredom no end. You know that
All right.
ginormous flight back from Korea you have?
Yes.
What you should do is buy the network package on the airline, for your broadband, and live stream the entire flight. That'll have you sleeping for 8 hours. That'll have you snoring, eating, drinking. That will do it.
That would be
Well, you know what? I did wanted to do an experiment and stream myself sleeping while in London. I thought I'll just do it as a gag, but maybe I'll do it on the Brighton show. But there is a limit. There is a limit to the live stream on YouTube. It's 8 hours, and then you have to restart it.
Oh no.
Right? So-
Ah.
But I can probably do it as a gag, and we'll see what happens. Maybe it'll pay for my flight back home.
Yeah. Kelvin O says, any ideas of dates at all?
No, again, we're working
Well, we do have
on
an
it.
idea.
It won't be before the end of October, between the end of October, end of November, and
November. We're looking at November.
It's probably going to be November. Yeah.
We're looking at November, and Spencer's obviously busy buying stock so that we got plenty to show.
Well, as soon as you find out the date, Spencer, please contact me. I'll start advertising it.
You'll start saving.
And what we do, Tim, we'll both negotiate with your wife to see if you're allowed to come. Yeah.
That's actually probably that's the we should do first. Yeah. Unless she has any other trips
Gavin,
to Korea
I'll check
planned.
with Tim's wife when he can come, and that's what we book the show round.
Absolutely. Let's have a look. Smudge says, can't wait for the BQ Watch show. The Chili Badger, BQ Watch's last show was well laid out, very hospitable. I felt well looked after. Spencer, please make it a large hotel or pub with a bar, and that's exactly what we're looking for.
Yeah, we're looking at that.
Not just that, but I think we can reveal the little thing we're going to be doing as well. Tell them about the night out with Spencer and the girls.
What we're going to be doing, me and Paul and the team will probably stay at a hotel, and we're going to sort out a package where it'll be a special deal for everyone. It's probably going to be the Village Hotel in Elstree. So that's what we're going to do. We've also been requested, Ushin wants an Indian meal.
Yes.
So we're hoping he'll come and join us. And what we're going to do is we're going to take a local Indian restaurant, and we're going to invite 50 viewers, which we will pull out of a hat.
Live on the show.
Live. We'll pull the names out who are going to join us at the restaurant. But if you're not lucky enough to get drawn out of that, we will be then going back to the hotel and having drinks with everyone and staying at the hotel at the Village. Yeah. But we will take 50 people out for a meal on the Friday.
Crossy Boy says, could you help with my wife as well, Spencer?
Happy to start negotiating with all wives.
You need to start with your own, to be fair.
Yeah, correct.
Fantastic. Let's move to the next question. Lamb's Chopper says, have you thought about becoming a Mondani web trusted dealer?
I've heard of this.
So Mondani are the books, aren't they?
Yes.
And there's a young lady who's spun off of that. I've caught tail
She
ends of
started doing
conversations.
some. I haven't really followed it. I don't really, to be honest with you. What with Paul and everyone else around us, I'm not sure that we need to be one of their trusted traders. But we'll have a look at it.
Yeah,
we'll have a look.
Just a quick question from Hit the Apex has just come in for the ladies, for Janilda and Kaylee. What do the ladies see as the hidden watches that haven't taken off but are also great watches?
Go on,
Excellent
ladies.
question.
Kaylee.
Kaylee, come on. Kaylee with the hangover. What's the answer? What would you buy?
Well, a watch came in the other day, a Datejust 36 Steeland yellow gold with the green dial, but the 6 and the 9 Roman numerals were diamonds. And I fell in love with it, didn't I, as soon as I saw it. I just think it's very underrated.
That is underrated.
Very lovely.
I think I want an OP, but I don't want the Tiffany. I want the red.
Yeah,
I really love the red.
Yeah.
The Tiffany.
No, the red.
The
red. The coral red.
So the Tiffany is so popular, but to me the red is just.
What, in the 36?
I would go 36. Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
36,
The Tiffany blue's always stayed very strong, hasn't it?
It's definitely the most.
Hugely strong.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then it's just a question of the other colours. And has anybody, do you know, actually bought the set?
No, but somebody did inquire at the show, didn't they?
Yeah.
They saw that we had the set and wanted to buy it there and then.
Yeah. The Chili Badger says, okay, my order. King prawn vindaloo, tarka dal, and onion bhaji, please.
No problem.
You've got to be one of the 50 pulled out. Smudge says, will Porthorpe try and come to the BQ Watcher show? He might get upset if he isn't invited.
No, he'll be invited.
Paul is definitely there without question. Let's move to, got 2 more questions. This question is for Tim. Tim, you're so... I can see your clock behind you. It's 4:30 in the morning. You're a legend. What's it like living in the next day to everybody else?
Oh, it is weird. It's time travel.
Yeah, literally. Tim, I want you to
Thank God I got my GMT on.
I know. I want you to do me a favour after the show. Somebody mentioned it in the comments earlier. I want you to Google a program from our childhood called Mr. Ben. Mr. Ben. And Mr. Ben used to walk into a door and he used to walk out and he'd be in a completely strange land. You are the Mr. Ben of YouTube. Google it after. Mr. Ben, English kids program. Question for Tim. What's the longest live stream you have ever done? Oh, I think we asked that earlier, didn't we?
We had that.
What's the longest live stream you've ever done? 8 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
yeah, I think, well, if you count the day before, was
And the night before.
But yeah, I think it was 8 hours. Yeah.
Just a question: did you give Spencer back his pants?
Yes, he did.
I did. I was gonna keep them just as a joke.
Oh.
But before doing that, I Googled what do these pants go for? If it's $100 pants, then I wouldn't, I would just take them.
We were thinking
but
of
they were
$500
pair of pants.
He found them as $500. I would have sold them to you if I knew they were $500. I would have taken the money and left you with the pants.
This man would sell anything. Tim, we were going to auction them off to your followers. Thought it'd raise a few quid.
I might buy them.
Yeah. Rahul Sharda says, would love to know what resale values are like on the gold Sky Dweller with blackface. So hot, offered now Oyster Flex strap or solid gold strap, and opted for solid gold. Do you think I chose the right one? I think he's going to say. What do you think? Sky Dweller, blackface.
It's funny. I was looking at that actually. It's not. What was list on that, Kaylee? Can you remember?
What on the strap?
I think it's about 35.
35, yeah.
It's about 35. Selling at 38, maybe 40, but I'm not sure. The Sky Dwellers are not selling that strong at that level. They're quite a small premium at the moment.
But I do believe that the Sky Dweller on the bracelet is better than the one on the Oyster Flex.
We're sorry, there's a whole Mr. Ben chat going on here now. Was it 53 Festive Road he lived at? Mr. Ben lives at 53 Festive Road. Was it 52? Anyway, someone Google it for us. We don't have time. Oh, the longest live stream is 259 hours, 45 minutes and 45 seconds. Oh, sorry. James in the control room saying, no, it isn't. What is it, James?
Wow.
596 and a half hours is the Guinness World Record. Tim, you've got a long way to go. That's a whole life.
That's like 25. That's almost a month. So
it's a whole week. It sounds like a team effort.
It really does, doesn't it? Coppers says, thoughts on the new Speedy 3861. Tim?
The new Speedy?
Yeah.
I like it. The only thing that's missing is the glide lock, which they put into their new chronoscope. Have you guys seen the new chrono? The new Speedy that just came out?
This is on the Amiga, Tim?
Yeah.
Yeah, the new Amiga Speedmaster chronoscope. Or I might be saying that name wrong, but in the bracelet, they put a micro adjustment, which they did not put into 3861. That's the only thing, in my opinion, that's holding Speedy back.
Well, I think Ushin does the report on the Amigas. He's the man on those, isn't he? We all need to learn something from his reports.
Tim, for you, Al Fern says, hi guys, is the Rolex Hulk worth buying for £15,000 for future investment? We need to put that into dollars for you, don't we?
As an investment?
Yeah.
That's $20,000. Is it not?
It's expensive, but that's actually quite cheap, I think, because of how, especially if you compare it to the new Cermet, just the ceramic with the black dial.
Yeah.
The Hulk just pops. It's such a beautiful watch. It makes me regret not getting that watch as my first.
I can sell you one.
But it's just the trends have changed.
Tim,
now it's acceptable.
I 100% agree with you. I'll tell you another watch that whenever I've had one, we've sold, and I'm hoping to get one through at the end of the week, is the Smurf, which is the white gold with the blue dial and blue bezel.
You love that piece, don't you?
Whenever I've got that piece, it hasn't hung around for very long. No. Someone's mentioned one to me. Obviously, it will have to be refurbed with us. It's just a great piece. And again, I think different class to the new one, because the new one's got the black dial. I love the blue with the blue bezel. It's just incredible.
Yeah. It is a beautiful watch, and I actually have the little Smurf to photograph alongside it for your social media. George Johnson says, Spencer, have you had the new Patek 5968G in yet?
Nope.
Did you see one at the LWS? I don't think we did we?
I didn't.
No. Stunning.
But these are triple, watch. I mean, huge, man.
Yeah, we talk about the premiums going on Rolex, but these Pateks.
That is triple. They're £53,000. And I know someone mentioned one to me thinking they want double, and they're going for treble. They're going for like 150, £160,000. It's huge. Absolutely huge money. Yeah.
Spencer, that's dope, says, at Spencer, do you have an OP41 silver dial in stock? And if so, what's it selling for? Probably need to ask the girls that.
I don't think we have
We
one,
haven't.
you
I
know?
think we have one coming in.
Yeah.
But currently we
They
don't
do
have one
sell
in
quite
stock.
quickly.
Yeah.
Even if it's
I
not
think-
one of the color, you know.
I
the
think a
favorite.
lot of the 41s have gone. I know we've
Yeah.
got some yellows at
Yeah.
the moment.
Yeah.
Adam Holt says, the Explorer 2 is the best watch Rolex make. The Milgauss is good too. Tim, yes, Tim's got his on, absolutely. Hit the Apex says, what do you think about the compacts? And I don't know what a compact is.
I'll be honest, I don't either.
Spencer?
What the-
Tim?
Tim, I'm not sure.
Tim?
Has
Save
one.
us?
Uh,
Compacts?
No? Sounds like Comex, but compact.
Maybe.
well,
There's no
maybe
idea.
he has, maybe it's a typo.
Maybe he'll correct it.
Yeah.
It's possibly a Comex, or there were some compacts in other brands. I think it was Zenith.
James is probably busy Googling for us. Yeah. What is it, James? He's bringing it up on screen.
Zenith. Has Zenith done a compacts? Or there was an
Hmm.
older piece. I think it's probably
We're
a
stumped.
typo of Comex.
Maybe. Rolex.
It's an old.
What do you think about the Rolex? Oh, I don't know. George Johnson says, is the 5711 green really 500,000 watch?
Cool.
It's going for that.
No.
If that's what the demand is, then I suppose it is. I mean,
Yeah. Yeah. Tim, what do you think about that?
I think it's insane. It's mad. What? And just right before, because
It makes you wonder how many people have £500,000 to spend on a watch as well.
there's something James put up there, compacts. It's an old sort of...
Yeah.
Okay, is that on the screen, James? Because I can't tell. But anyway, okay, let's take that advert off. There we go. Okay, well, we'll Comex Rolex apparently.
Yes,
Someone said
Comex.
Comex.
Okay.
Okay.
So that was the French diving watches. Just huge money.
We had one of those on in one of our first shows, didn't we?
Yeah. Yeah, we did.
We had a Comex Rolex. It was very, very nice.
Jonathan has one in a beautiful condition.
Yes, I think that was at the show, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, amazing pieces.
Absolutely stunning. Better than the Tiffany stamp, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Tim, I have a really big question for you. Are you ready?
All right.
Every year at Christmas, Spencer really... if you think that your viewers splash out, Spencer splashes out to all his guests who join us on the show. Okay? And what we want to know is, if Spencer was to... no limit. Spencer was to buy you your Holy Grail watch for Christmas, this Christmas, what would your Holy Grail watch be?
It'll be a Casio. He'd be very happy with a Casio.
A Seiko 5.
No problem. £38 and change.
Beautiful.
You can have 10.
Yeah, a beautiful.
Which would it be?
I would. Well, my Grail watch is actually 5170, and I think it's the Patek 5170, the manual wind chronograph. That is one of the, I think, most kind of beautiful and reasonable watches, because I'm not a huge complication guy. I don't like too many complications, but when I think of craftsmanship and hand finishing, I think it's one of those watches that is still in realm of viability. It's I think it still goes for 50,000. Used to be Lange 1815 chronographs were nice, or the Corn de Vache VC. Same thing. They're in the same realm. Manual wind, hand finished chronograph from a Holy Trinity. I think that's
Tim.
It is just as good as it can get.
Tim, I'm not saying that you're not a popular fella, but I've got comments in there basically saying that you should become that watch guy London. I basically have comments in here saying, we need Tim on every week. Can we make this a weekly thing, Gavin and Spencer? So Tim, wherever you are in the world, it looks like you can be added to the roster.
Hey,
so he will
guys,
be getting up at
just
4 in the
send
morning.
me the link.
The good news
Send
is
me
when
the
you get
link.
back to the States, you'll be about 5 hours behind, and that will work really well for you in the middle of your day.
Oh, it's perfect. It's perfect for my schedule, because in fact, when I'm in the States, usually I do my live streams right after this. So I would start right about this time. So we can I can naturally start early, And then after
Fantastic.
we're done here, I can just go and do my live stream. So it's no problem, guys.
You're in.
I love this.
Fantastic. Smudger says we need Tim on every week. We've done that. The Loom Room. Shout out to Kaylee for her BQ mouse and pens.
Very welcome.
Kaylee knows how to please the punters. Mouse and pens. And also there was another one here. The Chili Badger. I met Kaylee at BQHQ. She is brilliant. Don't let her go, Spencer. Kaylee, are you off?
I'm leaving.
Are you off?
Yeah.
Okay, we keep her. She can stay for another week.
She's going for a top up on the suntan again. Batch Guitar, Tim's a legend. Tim, we've really enjoyed having you on. Your watch knowledge is fantastic, which is, let's be honest.
Yeah. Amazing, yeah.
Outstrips
Thank
us
you,
by a
I
long
mean,
way.
Tim, I miss not having you for a dinner. I mean, last time we went out, you didn't leave till 2 a.m. It was great. But
And
no,
took your
look, it really is great having you on.
Tim,
really.
where in the States are you when you're back there?
I'm in Brooklyn, so New York.
Brooklyn, New York.
New
York.
Yorker.
We love that.
I'm a
Isn't that where all the
proper New
gangsters are
Yorker.
from? Isn't that where all the gangsters are from? And the
Yes.
yeah, it is, isn't it?
Actually from Coney Island.
Coney Island.
A lot of people. Yeah, often I go to Taco Bell, so I take my viewers with me, to show them a little bit around the Coney Island.
Tim,
The
do they
Wonder
still
Wheel,
have
the
one of those
Cyclone.
Zoltan machines?
Yes,
the machine?
it's still there. Actually,
Is it still there?
yes, the pizzeria place.
No way.
So it used to belong to the actual owners, but a pizza owner over there purchased it. So and he
love
has
that.
it out all the time now.
For Janilda and Kaylee, who were about 0 when this film was out, go and check out the film Big with Tom Hanks, and they had this machine called Zoltan, and it's quite iconic.
I'll do
We'll
that.
do that.
Right
So you've got
after
Mr.
this.
Ben's Google, Zoltan. Oh, was it Zoltan or Zoltar? I think it was Zoltar, the mysterious. Anyway, Tim, it's been absolutely amazing having you on. We've
Thank
really
you.
thoroughly enjoyed it. This is the best part of the show, Tim. If you've never watched us all the way to the end, because most people don't, Spencer doing the outro. I think we'll let Spencer do the outro
They all
again.
love doing this, don't they?
Okay, Tim, thank you very much. Ladies and
Thanks,
gentlemen, thank you for
Tim.
joining us this week. And
Thank you for
don't
having
forget,
me.
likes. In fact, Tim, do you want to tell everybody to do the whole like, subscribe, hit the bell button?
Yes, guys, make sure that you like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next live stream.
Oh.
Amazing.
Tim, thank you once again. Really appreciate
My
you
pleasure.
coming in. Great to have you on. Really great. So remember, guys, if you haven't dealt with this yet,
Now, come on, Spencer. Before you give the strap line, you've got to go, guys, thanks for joining us. Kaylee, thanks for coming in and
So he said
driving
thanks
down the
to Tim,
motorway.
and that's it.
Yeah.
Hang-
Bye,
hang
Tim.
on.
And bye, everyone. See
you
ya.
love all having a go at me. So that's why I mess it up every week, just for that reason.
Even James in the control room saying
All
thank
right,
everybody.
okay, guys, I'm going to thank James today because I always forget thanking James. James, you've done a fantastic job. Gav, thank you for all the questions
Pleasure.
and your help. Kaylee for travelling down and
Thanks.
coming down the motorway,
Really.
joining us today. And Janilda as well. And Tim, thanking you once again. So remember, guys, if you haven't dealt with us yet, it's only a matter of time.
And good luck chasing petrol this week.
See you guys, all the best.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.